You know, I don't think I've met a heroine that gets transported to another world and kisses her love interest upon arrival. This one's gonna be fun. Hi, my name is August and welcome to the August Hail. Today we're going to be taking a look at a rom-com Otome visual novel featuring a heroine that is the definition of horny on main. Our heroine travels to the planet of Earth to explore the unique culture and to pick up some hot boys. Upon arrival, she meets two men, Kaoru and Ryuusei, and quickly befriends them via a kiss on the lips. As she spends more time with them, she gradually learns more about Earth as well as the two college boys in more ways than one. Today, we're going to take a look at Fuck Me Royally. Fuck Me Royally has our reader play as Kawaii Marika as she transports to the world of Earth to bring home a husband, for both expanding her kingdom's culture and for her own personal enjoyment. She lands upon two men, Kaoru, a traditional and steadfast individual, and Ryuusei, a considerate man who's a bit of a show-off. Despite how composed the two may seem, these two innocent and virgin college boys tremble in the midst of Marika's forward advances. Now truthfully, Fuck Me Royally is actually the first Otome I've read, and I've been subconsciously avoiding Otome because of the typical art style that most Otome tend to have. Not to say that I don't like some handsome looking boys, if my love for Faker and Order boys has anything to say about it. I just like my boys to be moe. And Kaoru and Ryuusei delivered quite nicely. It's very amusing to see Marika wrap the boys around her little finger and see the two of them get absolutely flustered. Her flirtatious advances make her a very fun protagonist, and along with the quite creative script for Marika's lines, makes for some great interactions and funny moments.
やっぱりエッチした次の日の朝ってすがすがしいね。ねえ、食欲を満たしたら次は流星、私としよう。おお、いただきます。
With Marika as the enthusiastic and silly girl, along with Sanae, Marika's devoted and protective maid who knows absolutely no sexual restraint and may have killed a man, the whole cast feels like an intimate college group of friends where their personalities bounce off each other well. Even throughout, the characters are still very supportive of the main couple. Bros will always be bros.
俺やっぱり思うんだよ。彼女には俺なんかよりカオルちゃんの方がいいって。
そんなことはない。俺なんてやはりまだまだ未熟だ。彼女にはお前の方が。
Now let's talk about the route structure of the visual novel. Both of the boys have two routes, a normal ending and a true ending. In order to get into a route, you have to pick the choices that favor the protagonist, and once you are locked onto that route, you have to pick the correct choices in order to get the true ending. Once you complete one of the boys' routes, you unlock the Yuri route. And once you complete the true endings for both Ryuusei and Kaoru, you unlock the threesome route.
いただきます。
Like with most VNs, the visual novel has you go through its common route, and a lot of this time is devoted towards Marika learning about Earth's culture. In return, Kaoru and Ryuusei learns more about Kamoto's sex-progressive culture, where a kiss is a greeting and sex is a conversation, much to the shock of these easily embarrassed boys. This portion of the visual novel is the weakest part, mainly because of how much of a slice of life it is. The scenarios can be hit or miss. It makes logical sense why these scenes are here, but they can easily drag on. The mileage may vary depending on the reader. The common route also ends on a tacky attempted rape plot conflict, which can be an immediate disinterest to some people. There's also a strange disconnect. In Kamoto's culture, consent is very important, but the epilogue of this plot conflict was resolved in a very contradictory manner. It's played off for jokes and laughs, especially since it damn near changed the man, but it was jarring in retrospect. Despite the slice-of-life atmosphere the visual novel gives, the routes themselves actually have a big focus on the characters themselves, which was a very pleasant surprise. Ryuusei is a bit of a show-off, but he's also kind of a dork. He reminds me of a certain other red-haired show-off.
作らないんだ。俺は誰のものにもならない。永遠のラブハンターだからな。
Ryuusei puts on a bravado, wearing his trendy clothes and fashionable glasses, but he's a lot more comfortable being his childish, geeky self. He gets embarrassed idolizing his favorite superheroes, but he gets quite excited about his interests. So when Ryuusei realizes that he's able to wield magic, he becomes more ecstatic and more dorky than usual. There's an inherent reason for this, and Ryusei's ability to use magic becomes the catalyst for his character progression, as his route goes deeper into his insecurities and his family background. The visual novel also brings up relationship issues like inter-country relationships, where the couple has to decide where to live in the future, either in Japan or Kamoto. It's a common problem couples encounter, and with the visual novel's themes about exploring and taking interest in each other's culture, regardless of where they live or what planet they live on, it fits in wholesomely. Overall, Ryuusei is quite the lovable dork, and he shows promise as he betters himself for his own sake and for his romantic future with Marika. As for our other boy, Kaoru is very straight-laced and level-headed, but he's also so innocent and pure that he vows to get married with Marika off of the first kiss. He may be calm and collected, but he can get emotional very easily. He's also a big kendo head, honoring his position as heir to his family dojo, and with his dojo's legacy comes a lot of family baggage. Kaoru's story is very story-driven, dedicated to Kaoru's falling out with his father and his connection with his grandfather, his role model. Despite sidelighting a bit of the romance, seeing Kaoru's journey to the climactic conclusion was compelling and intriguing every step of the way. The man essentially goes on a training arc to beat up his dad. Just in general, family is very prevalent here. Both Ryuusei and Kaoru's dads turn out to be great characters as they fully support their children, even with their playboy attitudes. Luckily, their wives don't appear to get angry at them. Otherwise, it wouldn't just be Akimoto as our only casualty. Now let's talk about the production shortly before concluding this review. Fuck Me Royally was created by Kamina 8, the same developers behind Fashioning Little Miss Lonesome, so if you enjoyed that, you'll want to keep your eye on this one. The visual novel focuses on a more cute moe aesthetic, so the color palette and lighting are bright and vivid, with flare filters that give a dreamy romantic feeling to the picture. The visual novel also adds chibi pictures of our characters during some hilarious moments, which are super cute. As for the music, the background tracks, while small in selection and commonplace, accomplish the happy-go-lucky, playful feeling similar to Her Highness Marika herself. Despite being very horny on main, the 18+ scenes are actually pretty tame and romantic, and don't you worry, in addition to the straight couples, there's Yuri in one area and a threesome in the other. And if you enjoyed the visual novel, there's also added story scenarios and a bonus illustration book available through DLC. In conclusion, Fuck Me Royally is an Otome rom-com that was a bundle of fun, but also wholesome and meaningful as well. It appeared to be a typical slice of life with Otome elements, however I was pleasantly surprised by what I experienced. The visual novel runs the risk of dragging on during its slice of life moments, and there's also that uncomfortable attempted rape plot conflict which may disinterest some people. However, if you look past those two issues, the visual novel presents you really good character stories of our two male protagonists, and a sweet romance that goes beyond one's own world. Both are really good boys, Ryuusei best boy, Kaoru best route, Sanai still scares me. I give Fuck Me Royally a 4 out of 5 with a seal of recommendation. Subscribe if you liked the video and want to see more. Check back every week for new content. For more of my thoughts, you can find me on Twitter at TheAugustHale. Check out some of my other anime visual novel reviews on my channel if you are interested.